Okay, this is also done. Now we're going to share. Kirtan is over. Thank you, Amrita Bhagavati. Hare Krishna. Maitreya Uvacha Yada Sabhareya Sardham Jataha Swayambhuvo Manuho Pranjalihi Pradataschedam Vedagarbham Abhashata. Maitreya Uvacha Yada Swabhareya Sardham Jataha Swayambhuvo Manuho Pranjalihi Pradataschedam Vedagarbham Abhashata. Maitreya Uvacha Yada Swabhareya Sardham Jataha Swayambhuvo Manuho Pranjalihi Pradataschedam Vedagarbham Abhashata.
Maitreya Uvacha Yada Swabhareya Sardham Jata Swayambhuvo Pranjali Parantasvedam Vedagarbham Abhashata.
Maitreya Uvacha
Yada Swabhareya Sardham Jata Swayambhuvo
Pranjali Pratasvedam
Vedagarbham Abhashata.
Maitreya Uvacha. Maitreya said, Yada, when Swabhareya, along with his wife, Sardham, accompanied by Jataha, appeared Swayambhuva Manuhu, the father of mankind, Pranjalihi, with folded hands, Pranataha, no obeisances, Cha, also, Idam, this, Vedagarbham, unto the reservoir of Vedic wisdom, Abhashata, address. The sage Maitreya said to Vidura after his appearance, Manu, the father of mankind, along with his wife, that addressed the reservoir of Vedic wisdom, Brahma, with obeisances and folded hands. The sage Maitreya said to Vidura, after his appearance, Manu, father of mankind, along with his wife, thus addressed the reservoir of Vedic wisdom, Brahma, with obeisances and folded hands. Tameka sarvabhutanam janmakrit vritti. Tameka sarvabhutanam janmakrit vritti dahapita. Tatapi naha prajanam te Shushusha kena va bhave. You are the father of all the living entities and the source of their sustenance, because they're all born of you. Please order us how we may be able to render service to you. You are the Father of all living entities and the source of their sustenance, because they're all born of you. Please order us how we may be able to render service unto you. Yes, somebody wants to read the purport? Linda.
Purported by His Divine Grace, His Bhaktivedanta and Sri Prabhupada Gita. The son's duty is not only to make the father the source of supply for all his needs, but also when he is grown up, to render service unto him. That is the law of creation, beginning from the time of Brahma. A father's duty is not to bring up the son until he is grown, and when the son is grown up, it's his duty to render service unto the father.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvasheshaya Shunyavadi Ashad Deshatarine Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Kamekaha Sarva Bhutanam Janmakrit Vrittidah Pita Tatapi Naha Prajanam Mate Shushusha Kena Va Bhave. You are the Father of all the living entities and the source of the sustenance, because they are all born of you. Please order us how we may be able to render service unto you. This is Swayambhuva Manu. Swayambhuva Manu is one of the great devotees, and the list of the Mahajanas, he is also one of the Mahajanas. Swayambhu Narada, Shambhu, Kumara, Kapila, Manu. This is the Manu, Swayambhuva Manu. There are various things about him we can appreciate. He had a very beautiful daughter, Devahuti, 2 daughters. And he took her to get married to Kardama Muni. And then Kardama Muni at that time was doing a lot of austerities in a forest. He had a small cottage. And in his austerities, he pleased the Lord himself. The Lord came down and he got darshan. And the Lord also said, I know you have a desire to get married. And very soon, somebody is going to come with his daughter. And Swayambhuva came. And Prabhupada comments and said, look at this personality. He is an emperor. So Manu means he's just next to Brahma. Whole Manvantara, he was going to rule. And emperor with all opulence, with all aristocratic comforts. And he's marrying his daughter to a sage who has nothing practical, but who has spiritual opulences. today's society, main focus is that status. Only in movies it will happen. That is also what happens is for abominable sex life, decorated as love, all rubbish. But here it's not like that. Even Devoti is very happy to see more. So great. And what was the greatness of Kardava Muni? The spiritual opulences. And they highly appreciated that. And the daughter was also very glad. She had heard about him, but by seeing him, oh my God, he's so spiritually advanced. And whatever it is, he wanted to get married. So Swayambhava requested. Kardava Muni said, this is the Lord's will anyway, I'll accept. Anyway, there's a big discussion in Bhagavatam. And then she stayed in the ashram. And being a daughter of the empress, she could used to all comfort. But she served him so sincerely as a menial servant that actually she became very thin. And then Kardama Muni later had compassion on her. And then, he created by his mystic powers, a big, huge aeroplane. And in that aeroplane, they sat and he took her all around the universe. And finally, he gave her some daughters and gave one son, that is Kapila. This was the story, and it was so interesting to see what kind of principles the father and daughter have. And the Prabhupada is noting here, look at this Swayambhava Manu. This is how many places it happens. Prabhupada said generally, father is like taking service. Giving service doesn't exist today. Everybody is like one-sided. There was once I met a person. I said, how's your life going? Very surprising answer he gave. He took out his purse. He said, till in his purse there is money, I will have respect in the house. And the moment the money is finished, in my own house, I will have a respect of a dog. Very deep realization here. And that's what it is. We are so selfish, we just keep looking from benefit from somebody. And many cannot give benefit, just like cow. We keep taking benefit from the cow, keep squeezing the milk out of the cow. At the moment cow becomes old, cannot give milk, we kill her and eat her. The Prabhupada says, what kind of civilization is this? When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Chandakazi had ordered all Sankirtana to be stopped. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met him, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him a question. What kind of religion do you follow? You eat your own father and mother? Because father is bull. It's a symbol as a father. He tills the field for your maintenance. So now coming to even spiritual field, this Guru is considered father and Shastra is considered mother. A very interesting is Srila Prabhupada, if you see his passport, his father's name is Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami. He wrote his Guru's name. So when you take in spiritual life, then we develop this attitude. I want to attend the service. And Shastra becomes a mother and Guru becomes a father. So then, Srila Prabhupada, very interesting. He first met his Guru 1922. And he took initiation after 11 years in 1933. I think he met in Kolkata and 1933 in Allahabad somewhere. I think initiation he took it to Bathura, the place is still there. 1933. He was staying in Allahabad at that time. And then 1936, his Guru left the world. So 14 years he was in contact. And he wrote a letter to his Guru. One thing very beautiful was, he was very eager to hear There was once in Vrindavan. So everybody had come to Vrindavan for parikrama. Now we have this parikrama, we have postponed because as what I can see with common sense, there is a lot of fear and confusion in the air now. Cities and states are getting locked up. They may not do physical lockdown, but restrictions have started. They may not even allow a gathering now, more than 1,500 anyway. And this will continue for 2-3 months. And we will see maybe Kartik or just 4 months. We'll announce a new date soon. So then everybody had come to Vrindavan, so there was a choice. What was the choice? That you can go for parikrama or hear Bhagavatam Prabhupada. He'll continue to have lectures on. So Prabhupada said, I'm not. He sat and was here. And Bhagavatam Prabhupada always noticed he wants to hear. So this is somewhere between 1922 and 1933. And then 1933, his disciples proposed that he wants to take initiation from you. Bhagavatam Prabhupada said, yes, I'll initiate it because he wants to hear. So our respect for, say we all are connected to Srila Prabhupada, our respect and love for Srila Prabhupada is shown when we want to hear. And naturally, who develops a regular reading habit of Prabhupada books, he develops in his heart a great realization that Prabhupada is such a great devotee, because he can feel him. We can make in ISKCON a propaganda, we can make posters in all the cities, in hoardings, the greatest acharya ever. We know Srila Prabhupada is not known in the society, we know that. So many Anandas and all Dhukars are known, actually gave no credit. What they achieved? Nothing. But so much publicity is given, as if they saved the country, saved Sanatana Dharma. All spoke rubbish, no foundation from the Shastra, personally eat meat, smoke, drink, and they become, celebrities. People do not have even discrimination in Kannada. And here is somebody who did not even get some claps in America. He made people give their life in thousands. No talk about it. Nobody knows. If somebody talk about our Vedic culture, modern day hero, it's not Prabhupada, all these jokers. So we know we have to work. In the morning when we sing the prayer, Ebe Jas Ghushu Tribhuvana, let the glories, we are singing to Prabhupada, let your glories, Srila Prabhupada, go all around the world. So to glorify pure devotees is very nice. That is all life dedicated for now. We want to glorify Krishna and we want to glorify his pure devotees. By these two activities, we advance in spiritual life. And now, so Prabhupada had a great eagerness to hear. That's and Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada initiative. Later, what happened was, Prabhupada wrote a letter to his guru, 1936. Is something in December. His guru was Prabhupada says indisposed because he had come to Jagannath Puri and it's quite old now. So Prabhupada felt, let me write something to him. Wrote a letter, my dear Guru, I could not do any service to you because I was a family man. And I have a question to you. How do I serve you? There were sannyasis, brahmacharis staying with you. They offered so much service to you. I was a grahastha. I could not do that. But how do I serve you? And then Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada saw the letter and he wrote immediately, it will do good to you and to others if you preach this message in English to the English-speaking people. Basically directing him to preach the message all around the world. And he had given previous also some more directions. If you get money, you print books. And Prabhupada, after that, received that letter, started off. So Prabhupada is here saying, we take facilities from the Father, but you should serve him. So in our spiritual line now, The Guru becomes a father. Srila Prabhupada is the father. How do you serve him? And Prabhupada says, your love for me will be shown. How do you cooperate? And that is how it happens. And then Prabhupada started off. Rather than meditate on Srila Prabhupada, how do I serve? And he is in India. He is a family man. Whatever money he could get, he was publishing books. He was writing at that time in the beginning magazines and publishing them. It's very expensive. And then go and distribute free mostly to various libraries around the world. We should send them free. And he used to go shop to shop and all trying to sell these magazines. Sit in a restaurant and ask people would like to have. And even send these copies to the President of India, Prime Minister, who was trying. And the magazine title was very clear, Back to God. Very clear on his target, what he wants to achieve. And then it went on, he wrote issues after issues and things went on. Then he realized that actually things are not moving. The movement is not picking up. Then Srila Prabhupada left his home, came to Vrindavan. And he took sannyas. After a few years, he came to Vrindavan. He took sannyas. Then in Vrindavan, he's staying in, first he stayed in one place, then he finally shifted to the Radha Govinda Temple. If you have gone to Vrindavan, you have seen his room is there. Very small room. Very small room. And if you see the kitchen, even still small. There's two small rooms. One is his kitchen and a dining area, and another is in his room where he stays. And all he was doing, he was writing there. And how he was living. Did he have any livelihood? No. Madhukari. Madhukari means, you go and beg something. It's not easy to even think what he was doing. And then he used to go to Delhi and to print his magazine. And he used to travel all the way from the train. And in the Delhi, he had some contact. And he used to allow him to stay in his, he had a temple in Delhi. So he gave a room on the top that a Chippi Wada, ISKCON is not taken. Those who go to Delhi can locate that temple and visit. So they will show you the different places. In fact, interestingly, Prabhupada stayed in that place maximum time. Because he was planning his own mission for long years. Some temple around the world, Prabhupada stayed 10 days, somewhere 25 days, somewhere 1 day. But there he stayed maximum time, writing his magazine. And then somebody told Srila Prabhupada that magazines will be thrown away. You write books. He wrote books. Started writing and preparing. And he got the first 3 cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam ready. And now his age was 70 years. Till the time Prabhupada wanted to come out, he understood this movement cannot start in India. He had already made enough effort. And Prabhupada always used to give a joke, just like a blind man and a lame man. So the blind man stood on the shoulder of the, the lame man stood on the shoulder of the blind man. And the lame man, whose legs were not strong, he kept guiding the blind man, and through his eyes, they started walking. So Prabhupada said movement was also like that. The wealth of the West was needed for this movement to go all around the world. For the wisdom had to come from the Gita, from India. So these two combinations were needed for the movement to be successful and take a worldwide proportion. Prabhupada was not keen on making a small matha, just like what we are doing. That is at our scale. We are ant does the work of ant. He was an elephant. He wanted to do the worldwide preaching. Now Prabhupada at this moment found an opening first in Japan. In Japan, there was some religious, some philosophical conference, and Prabhupada sent a very nice article, and that is a book called Light of Bhagavatam. This is taken from the 10th canto of Bhagavatam, where there is a description of it. So very nicely in that Prabhupada, it shows the different events of nature. What is it? Different events of nature. They actually indicate something about absolute truth. You can read that book, very, very interesting. Just by seeing the nature, there is a hint about the absolute truth. One after, it's a symbolic book and very nice. So Prabhupada wrote that, and it was the leaders of the conference were fascinated by that book. It is produced based on Bhagavatam. So that they requested Prabhupada, please come. Prabhupada saw this as an opportunity. And he said, but the problem with this, I don't have ticket money. Second thing, Prabhupada requested them, find some painter to get whatever this symbolism is there, to paint it. And Prabhupada could not go out because conference organizer says, money we don't have to give you for the ticket. And Prabhupada tried, he could not make the money for it, and that's it. So he was trying, that's right. Then he finally, they was in Vrindavan, around 70 years of age. We are reading in the purport, how do I serve you? That's all Srila Prabhupada had in his mind. So now he is in Vrindavan and he is preparing. When the 3 volumes got ready, Prabhupada understood, now is the time to go to America. But how does he go? Krishna arranged. He was sitting in his room in Radha Govinda Temple. One person came. Swamiji, how can I serve you? Prabhupada said, see, my guru had given me an order to spread the message all around the world. I written books, I written magazines. I'm ready. But there is no opportunity. And my life is almost over. He said, no, don't feel sad, and I will do something about it. So he called up his, not call, I don't know how he communicated with his son in America, Gopal Agarwal. Can you help this one for 1 month? Arrange or organize a visa for him, invite him. So he did it through his wife, who was an American. He got a visa for Prabhupada. P1 visa. And then Prabhupada was one day surprised, in his postdoc, the visa came. And now, how does he go? He doesn't have money for the ticket. Just imagine, total helpless condition. Flights were there those days, but Prabhupada had no money. So Prabhupada then went to Sumati Morarji. And he asked Sumati Morarji, the lady, can you help me? Swami, you will die if you go there. She was very respectful to Prabhupada, had helped him in his publication previously. Very, very rich lady. Later, all that business, you see the history, went away, but that time might have been one of the richest ladies in India. That is her big business. She said, okay, Swamiji, but the point is that I feel it's very dangerous for your health at this age to go to America. Prabhupada said, I want to go. And then she did not agree. Prabhupada went outside the office and sat down on the stairs. And Acharya chanted. Why? He wants to fulfill the order of his Guru. Chanting. It became evening. Secretary informed Acharya is sitting outside and chanting. You read Leela Mrita, actually, all of you. I request you to read Leela Mrita. I'm just narrating from that. You will, from both eyes, you will cry if you read that book. You will know the struggle, how this movement is formed. Otherwise, you will not see. True, when you're reading the purports and all, you develop ecstasy, happiness, and you respect Prabhupada. But also, you should read the hardship he went through to establish this movement. You will develop genuine respect for it. So then, Leela Mrita is not a 6-volume book. We had 1-volume edition we used to read. Now they're broken into 6 volumes for easy. So then what happened? She felt heart softened. Okay, Swamiji, I'll make a ticket. You can go on my cargo ship. So the cargo ship was arranged, was going, and they gave him a nice cabin in that. And Prabhupada took out for the journey Chaitanya Charitamrita. He said, my guru used to like it so much. For Prabhupada, he can directly read Chaitanya Charitamrita because it's written in Bengali. The Bengali. He was enjoying the whole Chaitanya Charitamrita. Perhaps he was reading the commentary by his guru, Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada. I don't know exactly. And he was enjoying so much nectar of Chaitanya Charitamrita on the voyage. They had even a Janmashtami as a shipwreck. And then he had 2 heart attacks on the ship. How do I serve you? It's not a small thing. He actually was trying to do his guru's mission. And then the 3rd night, he felt if he will die if he has a heart attack again. But 3rd night, he had a dream. Krishna was rowing his boat, and the Shavata were all around in the boat. So it's kind of a miracle dream. In fact, Prabhupada requested devotees, don't make this painting with Krishna out of humility. But some devotees have made a painting of this also, if you can see. And the next day, the ocean was calm like a lake. And the captain said, I've never seen like this. I've done so many times up and down. I've not seen ocean calm like this. Some kind of magic Krishna did. And it landed in America. And you know that the first prayer he made was to his guru. By his will, the whole world will become Krishna conscious. From all the rivers, from all the caves, from all the mountains, from all the cities and all the towns, people will come and take up to the holy name and dance in ecstasy. It will all happen because Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada, my guru, is a great servant of Radharani. He wanted it. Total dedication to his guru. And the second prayer, you know, Boro Krishna, Boilo Krishna. And then when he went to America, he did not have any support. The Gopal Agrawal was to host him for 1 month. And he had sent somebody to receive him when he landed in America. Then he went to his house, I think in Butler somewhere. What strange names. Indian names have some meaning, the names have some. And Prabhupada stayed there. He didn't have a place in his house, so he arranged him to stay in Rotary or something, a room there, or YMC or something, some small room. And Prabhupada used to come to the house and he used to cook himself. And Prabhupada was such a good cook, he used to cook for everybody out of simple nature. And the family, the Sally Agrawal, the wife of the Gopal, appreciated Prabhupada so much. And she talks in her memories that Prabhupada used to laugh. You should see your well-wisher, at least the video. Nowadays, people don't want to read. But see at least 1 hour video. The video is called Your Ever Well-Wisher. Very nice thing. And she used to laugh. But Prabhupada said, Prabhupada should laugh like whole world will laugh. So happy he was. With all so much hardship. So happy. Totally dependent on Krishna. And then Prabhupada understood that sitting here, nothing is going to happen. She arranged some lectures of Prabhupada at Rotaries and some clubs. Prabhupada, this way it's not going to happen. People have to come regularly. Just Prabhupada, he's looking to make an army. So he wants some situation with things to happen. Not that go somewhere, get some clap and come back with one lady to the country. That is not the achievement. Achievement, he wants a worldwide movement, genuine movement, where people have to be trained. So then what happened? 15 days, just 15 days, because he has only 1 month. He decided to leave that place. He went to New York. They were totally feeling, how will he live, how will he survive? Dependent on Krishna. Prabhupada jokes sometimes, I wanted this movement to start from the biggest city in the world, because the biggest movement with no money. Big plans with no money. And then he came to New York. It was a struggle. Because there was no money. And he was surviving. He used to go to the stores, bookshops, and keep his Bhagavatam set. He had 3 volumes, say $20. And he said, if it sells, give me $20. Otherwise, you don't have to give me anything. I'll take it back. The bookshop said, yeah, Prabhupada had a business previously. He knew how to negotiate a business. He said, okay, that's fine. So bookshops agreed. In fact, some of the bookshop people became respectful to him because he's a very elderly person coming. They used to give him at least a glass of water and he used to come walking all the way. And Prabhupada at that time used to buy a ticket for the day. So it's like in India we have systems of places. And it's just travel and he's sitting and chanting and observing the people. Just like when you want to launch a product, first you have to study the market. Seeing the people and what kind of things, the behavior. It's a new country has come. And then Prabhupada he was rented a small room in which there was no kitchen. Just kind of a store. And he used to walk he had a contact to Mishra. Mishra ji had an ashram there, Mayavadi. And Prabhupada used to walk to his place and cook. He allowed Prabhupada to cook use his kitchen. Prabhupada used to personally bring all the ingredients, cook there. And even Mishra used to eat. And he said that actually I was almost down by eating that food. I got life that is there in his Prabhupada bag. He felt so happy, fully invigorated. And Prabhupada was just, and in his place where he was doing some program, started having some initial followers. And things didn't turn up in the right at the beginning. In fact, his typewriter got stolen and he was having difficulties shifting here, there. And then finally, with first few followers, he took one called 22nd Second Avenue, a pure shop called Matchless Gift. And in fact, Prabhupada had to negotiate the rent. Very interesting thing happened. The man came and he asked Prabhupada, the owner. So he said, I want say 500. I'm just taking rough $500 per month. And Prabhupada knows he doesn't have any 1 rupee also. Only way he survives is by selling books. And it's a big rent. And he gave him that nice storefront, big store, and our apartment at the back, both included. So Prabhupada told him, see, why don't you become trustee of my worldwide movement? So what is this movement? So Prabhupada had those books. My 3 books. Books make a basis, foundation. It looks, we are very clear, black and white, your document. He was quite impressed. He knows this Swamiji has something. He's serious about something. And then Prabhupada said, why don't you become the trustee? He said, what do I have to do then? So, you can give me, say, $200 every month. So you're one of the trustees of this movement. He was a rich man. I said, okay, I'll do that. So Prabhupada said, then we can do one thing. So what? You can deduct it from the rent itself. Can you believe that? Can you believe? In fact, he had one lawyer who was postponing Prabhupada's stay in America. In America, that's what people do. Somehow go in, and after that, you use lawyers to stay, continue to stay, and somehow pass some time, 10 years, and get a citizenship. That's what trick people do. So he had a lawyer, I think Goldsmith or something his name was. I forget him exactly. And he made him another trustee. So he doesn't have to pay. Imagine, this is how the movement started with great difficulty. And it was running. And then after that time, Prabhupada started. And 22nd Avenue became the magic spot where the ISKCON movement actually took shape. And then Prabhupada started Sankirtanas in the parks. Then the devotees joined him full time. I trained them for 6 months first. He told the regulative principles after 6 months of training. So everything planned well. And then they became full-time, they joined, he had his plan. Then he said one center, another center, another center, another center. Then when Prabhupada said to his devotee, I think Raya Rama, start Back to God magazine. The same magazine he had in India. And then the magazine started, then books, Prabhupada Bhagavatams and all get us published, and Bhagavad Gita came into publication. And things started turning up very nicely. And then Prabhupada used to tell devotees that because you sold so many books, not only I will be happy and bless you, you will get double mercy. My Guru will also bless you. Always my Guru's order, my Guru's order. Whenever there was appearance and disappearance of the Guru, we have a function. That day Prabhupada speak with so intensity about his Guru. They're totally shaken. Could not believe somebody can be so genuinely dedicated to his Guru. It's very, you read, just type it. You have various sources on the net. You can read Prabhupada lectures and letters. Just type Prabhupada Vyas Puja offering to his Guru. You'll be touched to the core to see his sincerity and desire to serve his Guru. How do I serve you? In modern day times, it is Prabhupada who asks his Guru and invented. And then what happened? Prabhupada's health collapsed. After his health collapse, I think in San Francisco, they opened the second center. And Prabhupada landed there. They arranged a huge Harinam with one rock group. So Prabhupada went there for preaching anything accepted. And he started on the stage dancing to encourage thousands of youth to also chant the Nama. So they were chanting Hare Krishna mantra and Hare Krishna rock. And they were dancing in the whole public. Prabhupada was very happy. Within a few days, for old age, that was too much of an exertion. Prabhupada had a strong pain in his body. So Prabhupada put the picture of my Guru in the front. He put a picture of his Guru. And he was meditating on his Guru that I have still not finished your work. And he told disciples to pray to Narasimha. If you so desire, let him stay. He has not finished his work. And interestingly, he stayed. And then Prabhupada said, I'll go to India for some time. So he came to India to rejuvenate because it was too cold for him. He came to India, it was warm, Vrindavan. He was 6 months, he was rejuvenating himself in the atmosphere of Vrindavan. And then he went back. And then continued, started his mission. In fact, when Srila Prabhupada went back, the reception of the airport is a thing to read. It goes so nicely with Amrita. The devotees were crying out of love. Same genuineness he had that came from him to his disciples. They loved him so much. They're so happy to see. There was such uproar in the airport. The devotees were dancing in huge ecstasy, happiness. And then the movement continued, and then it spread all around the world. And magic started happening. 100 centers, thousands and thousands of devotees. ISKCON became a household name. Prabhupada used to laugh. He said, now you cannot stop it. Now it's like a forest fire. You cannot stop it. You bring any kind of extinguisher. This movement cannot stop now. I was very happy as it was growing. Prabhupada said, beyond my expectation, things have gone so wonderfully. And then finally, Prabhupada was in India. He was almost reaching the age of 82 years. 1977. So Prabhupada said, somebody told Prabhupada, we can arrange for you some stay in a hill station. You will recover your health, pure air. Somebody offered. Prabhupada accepted. Went to Rishikesh. There was some huge guest house, some big industrialist. After a few days, Prabhupada told devotees, now to go to Vrindavan, how to leave my body now. So imagine the love. You're crying like children's cry at home. If suppose your father, mother is leaving, how you cry. They were crying uncontrollably. So Prabhupada said, why are you crying? Now, whatever you need to go back to Godhead, I have given in my books. There's no need to cry. He was very peaceful and happy, content man who has fulfilled the work of his Guru. So now take a life. Why don't we similarly shape it? Srila Prabhupada had unlimited desires. Correct? But he fulfilled the desire of his Guru. Now he had pure devotees and heart is full of beautiful desires. And one of the thing is, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Amara ga Guru bhau tara idesh, yare deko tare kaho Krishna upadesh. Whoever you see, you tell the message of Sri Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yare deko tare kaho Krishna upadesh. Amara, on my order, we become a Guru. So this is the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He said, tell. But what do you tell? Krishna upadesh. Okay, so fulfill this desire. Prabhupada wanted. He wanted every person. Prabhupada had a prediction. History will note that Krishna conscious movement saved the whole world. So there's a prediction which is going to happen. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu predicted every town and street, Nama will go. Still, a lot of work is pending. And here Srila Prabhupada said, the history will note the Krishna conscious movement saved the whole world. Can't even believe this scale, huh? It will be written in history books. World was going down, 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 down. Ecologically, anyway, we see a disaster. We see a moral disaster. We will see every kind of disaster now. So, and then Krishna conscious movement saved the whole world. It is good to go to this scale, yes. But then, Nimittara matre nabhava savya sache. We just have to become instrument in the hand of Srila Prabhupada to accomplish this. So, chant nicely, do sadhana nicely. Then Srila Prabhupada will choose his instruments. You cannot choose yourself to be the instrument. You do nice sadhana, be pure, and sincerely try. If the Krishna Acharya, please, because Krishna Shakti vina na hai parivartana. Without being empowered by the God, we cannot infuse Krishna consciousness in the society. The physical work is possible, but making people devotee is the most difficult work. That will only happen if we are Krishna conscious. So pray to the Lord, so we can also similarly achieve something. And when we are leaving the body, it's so nice. We'll be so happy. I did something. True. Most of the people, whole life goes into trying to accomplish some material achievements. Useless, temporary material name, fame. Whole life is wasted. True. Why not work in such a way that when you're leaving the body, you're so happy. I did something. Genuinely for the mission of the Lord. Genuinely for the accomplishing the desire of Acharya. They're all lost within your family and all small responsibilities. True. We're not saying don't do that. But keep a larger picture in the heart to accomplish something that Acharya did. Srila Prabhupada ki. Jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Krishna Prabhuji, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. everybody.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you,
Dandavat
Prabhuji.
Pranam.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.